Sunday night, IBB10, we're going live. Sussex football front and centre. Every club, every rumour, every contender. Big club diaries asking questions. Billy Wood with the big selections. Lee Penn's here, wide awake, but by 10 o'clock, that's up for debate. Goldie Mont, check the mic, is he on mute again tonight? Facts and rumours, football news, we say it first in clubs, press post to chairman ringing. Phones go mad, managers asking, where'd you hear that? Like transfers moving, whispers grow. IBB10 already know. IBB10, let's go, let's go. Sunday night, it's time for the show. IBB10, live and loud, facts and rumours move the crowd. IBB10, everyone knows. Football news first flows, powered by Dugout AI. Whistle blows, we're going live. Before the graphic, before the tweet, before the club makes it complete, we reveal the news, we set the pace. Sussex football knows the place. Let's go, let's go. Sunday night, it's time for the show. IBB10, live and loud, powered by Dugout AI. Welcome in. We're going.
Good evening, and we are back. We're bringing you another Sunday of the IBB10. Monty is running a bit late tonight, but he will be on. And as you can see, just below me, Paul Wisey's Uber. It may have taken about 2 weeks, but it got him home. He's on the show tonight, and I am joined by the other two OGs, Mike and Billy. Gentlemen, it's been a busy weekend. Lots of us have been at football. Mike was at a party, usual Saturday for him at a party. But we're here tonight, full flow and lots to bring you. Well, let's start with the man that was missing, the man that went AWOL, Paul Wise. How are we, mate? And how was your weekend?
Yeah, nice quiet weekend compared to the one a couple of weeks ago. There was no way. If I'd come on, I tell you what, that would have been record numbers. But I don't think I would have been able to show my face anywhere in the county again. Yeah, sun was shining, Cruz Campo was flowing. Got a little bit carried away, but no, good weekend this weekend. Actually got to a game. Went and watched Howsham, Walcoutians yesterday. Howsham's new 4G, decent crowd, good game of football as well. Two decent sides. So, no, nice weekend for me.
Good. It's what we like to hear. Mike, you weren't at a game this weekend, but you were at a party. How was your weekend, mate? You look very ready for it, Dave, refreshed.
Yeah, I was at one of my favourite cousins' 21st birthday parties yesterday. Brilliant, late night. Started about 2 in the afternoon, finished about 3:30 in the morning. Standard one in there. But, yeah, I was gutted to miss some football. But I did catch the Infinity Reigate game on Tuesday, which was a good game. Infinity looked good.
Yeah.
In there, I'll mention a bit more about it later. But, yeah, buzzing to go and buzzing to have Wisey back. You know what I mean? Like, the whole county were worried about you, mate. You know? Kept saying 10 minutes. And then they're in an Uber. I'm in an Uber. And then next thing we know, we're all checking all the, you know, the news sites to see if there's been any problems on the roads and everything like that. But he's back. So
there was only one problem, and that was my liver.
Yeah, I bet. And obviously, Monty will be on shortly as well. And we are lucky to have the Woodman himself, who has been a very poorly lad. You know,
yes.
I'm sure he'll tell you about that in a second. He's literally come from hospital. That is how dedicated to the cause Project Wood is.
And I even told him, take the night off. And he went, no.
He loves it.
No,
ain't doing it.
I'm taking it off. I'm here. I might not be my explosive self tonight, but yeah, it's been a good football week. Great football week. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about Hastings in a bit more depth later, so I'll save that. But yeah, unfortunately on Monday night, Tuesday morning, I went to A&E. I've had real a real bad stomach and back pains. Like I'm talking, it feels really like kind of like weak to say it. Do you know what I mean? Because men's pain is always seen as us having like man flu or whatever, but I was in absolute agony. And in 2022, I actually had an operation to remove a kidney stone. Right, so it was the same pain. I'm like, oh my god, I've got it again. They blagged me off. They completely blagged me off, and I said, look, this happened to me before. You blagged me off a month later. I needed emergency operation the next day. So if that's what's going to happen, so be it. Last night, 1 a.m. Well, actually 1 a.m. this morning, pain kicks in massively again. I go to hospital around 4:30 this morning. I've been there since the 12th today. I had the CT scans, and yes, sadly for me, if anyone's had them before, I have now got another kidney stone. So I'm now in a process of trying to get my body to get rid of it. If not, I might have to have another operation. So fingers crossed I can get this moved in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Bill, I've had them, right? And you got to piss them through.
Last one I couldn't. It was so big that it blocked the tube, and I had to have an operation the next morning. There was an emergency op. So I'm hope this one they said is like. Sorry, I know we're here for football, right?
No, mate. Talk.
This ain't Casualty or Holby City, but it's 3 millimeters, so it's not massive, but it's like touch and go. If you know what I mean, where it could grow a little bit more or change.
What are you talking about? The stone or?
No,
No,
yeah, I wish.
Just want to make sure.
Too big. It's too big. But yeah, no, I'm just. I've had loads of pain meds today, and I fell asleep watching the football, and I woke up. I thought it was like a different world. Man City were losing, then suddenly they're winning 2-1. I fall asleep again. I wake up, Newcastle winning. I fall asleep. Then they get a penalty. Liverpool get a penalty in the 90th minute. I genuinely think I was hallucinating. I thought, what the fuck has happened to the Premier League this weekend? But I'm here now, and I've got a green. I had so much water. I've decided to have a green tea just to kind of change my night. No Cruzy Campo, no fizzy, no chocolate, no Cruzy Campo. I'm a boring fucker now, by the way. Absolutely boring fucker.
But anyway, mate, it's good to have you. Even though I said take off, you're just like, no, not happening. I will be on.
Yeah, no chance.
So, right, Mike, where are we starting first?
Well, I think the first thing I want to start with, right at the top of the tree, I want to just congratulate Worthing FC on their first National League home win in their history. Okay, they played. For some reason, they kicked off at 12:30. I'm not sure why.
The whole league did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, it was a decent game down there. And the boy, Ramil Carter, smashed in a winner on the 44th minute for their first competitive winning goal there. And Wildstone Raiders, who brought a fair few fans down, they reduced to 10 men early in the second half. So it gave Worthing a platform to kick on. 2 wins from their opening 3 National League games for a newly arrived Sussex club. You know, I think that's Hinch should take that all day long. He will.
Yeah, great start.
This year has to be about survival. You know, in there. I know they've got a lot of good plans around the club to try and kick on again. But as we know, that is one hell of a league to be competitive in. You know, and you have to step up. And you know, they lost the star boy Brad, who obviously left to go to Harrogate and that, but he seems to be replaced with some shrewd players in there. They're working well. Teams are clicking, playing some lovely football under Hinch. How far do you think they can go this season, lads?
I'd say they've got to come out against some really tough teams as well. Still, bottom half of the table and survive, I think, and that'd be a good season, and then build on for next season from that.
I reckon they're going mid-table. I think Carlisle was. Look, you can't go to Carlisle and win if that's an unbelievable result. Winning's a habit, isn't it? And then Worthing just seemed to have been winning for I know that they're going up the leagues, but they've just been winning for years. And like, I need to go and watch a game there because the atmosphere, it looks like there's a proper buzz around the club. And I think the sky's the limit. I think they've got an unbelievable manager, proper professional setup, like everything's in place. I think they'll be quietly targeting mid-table and to push on from there.
Bill?
No, I don't disagree with that. I would even go one further and say, don't write them out to sneak into that last place in the playoffs. I think
Really?
Hinch is quality, mate. Like him and me know that there's not many like them. Genuinely, not many like them. Don't get me wrong. The travel in that league can always be a bit of a bugbear and can get you. It can, especially Worthing in their first year. But like Wisey said, winning is a habit. And Worthing have done things the right way. I saw a post come up. Someone posted on a fan group. I think it might have been on Eastbourne Borough fan group Facebook page. How are Worthing doing so well? Like, and then someone wrote, "Oh, because George had George had his bad injury, and that's how the club's grown." And I had to dismiss that because whilst George brought the club and invested load of money to start with, the reason that football club's done well is consistently doing what they do off the pitch, operationally supporting what happens on the pitch for years on years on years. Good people, intelligent people, making sure football people make football decisions, non-football people operate the operational stuff, and it's done right. And they've grown as an organisation to becoming a huge Sussex powerhouse. Let's be honest, they are, and that's why they're successful. You can't just rock up a bit of dough and social media and think you're gonna do that. It's consistency. Worthing is a consistent story. How long has George owned the club? Not for 2-3 years. It's been a long period of time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And believe me, you and me, like whilst he would have got a good payout, not enough to keep losing money every year and still have a life, right? Let's be real. So there is external investment, there is external partners, and they're building. Look what they've done. That you wouldn't, if you think about it 5 years ago and you looked at that site, you would never thought you could do what they've done on that site. The second stand behind the dugouts, the growth of the infrastructure there, that food outlets, the new VIP stuff, the new like directors' lounges and stuff. You wouldn't expect any of that to be able to be possible, but they made it possible. And you've got to give not only George credit, but you've got to give the whole team down there, and that includes Nathan, who's like head of football, Inch, in his second spell there. Massive respect to that club. Huge respect.
Bill, with a club like that, just for people that don't know, and for me as well, really, how many non-football people would be roughly needed to work that operation?
Well, now they're a national league. You probably got, so you have, it depends on like you have like a CEO / chairman, whatever sort of role they're doing that. You might have obviously you have your full-time secretary, does all the footballing matters, head of football oversee the footballing side of things. You would then have commercial team. That might be one person. It might be a club like that might have two people, so a head of commercial and a commercial like what the old kind of the door-to-door salesman sort of thing, like someone on the beat. You're probably looking at operationally, I would imagine probably 15 members of staff there on a more full-time to high part-time basis. Then you have your bar staff, your concession staff, everything else that kind of kicks in. So like on a match day, you're probably looking at 40-50 people that will probably work for Worthing, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wisey?
Sorry, mate.
What's your view on Worthing?
I honestly think we drew them in the Senior Cup when I was managing at Seaford 5 years ago. I think they were, what were they? Isthmian Prem then. Dean Cox was playing. Hinch was still there. We actually went 1-0 up, which was hilarious. Me and Curbs, my assistant at the time, we just looked at each other and started laughing. They had a free kick on the edge of their area. He's gone to pass it back to the keeper. We weren't looking and it just went straight in. They battered us, but to see from where they've gone from then, and like it was unbelievable then. Do you know what I mean? Like you could see where they wanted to go, but like I say, I think they're potentially 3 or 4 years away from being a football league club. I know. Like, I think that they could be as big as Crawley quite comfortably. Everything seems, like Bill said, everything seems to be done properly there. There's not, like you've got your Eastbourne boroughs and your other sort of bigger Sussex clubs. There's always like rumbling on in the background how things aren't working. You don't hear anything like that about Worthing, do you? No one has anything other than good things to say about the club. It's literally just positives, and that's why they just keep going and going and going.
I think with regards to that as well, I think that's more down to the people that are there. So you don't hear, no news comes out of that place, right? And also they treat people with respect. There's other clubs that just don't. The reason why you hear bad things about other clubs is because certain people just treat people disrespectfully. So people all want to speak bad about that. Like, you're never going to hear like Barry, the chairman, Barry Hunter, who's the chairman.
He's a great guy.
Never would answer an email, would answer a text. Like we had to go through the kind of the null and void situation back in COVID, right? And was always available to chat. And you never really hear a bad word about him. There's no arrogance. They know what they are. George is top as well. He really, really is. But they're just good, hardworking people. You don't. Yeah, of course, they have a little bit of an edge of arrogance about them. They're doing well, so they should be confident. But they don't treat people like arseholes. Like, so when you hear bad stuff about other clubs, it's normally because so many people are departing that club and have an axe to grind, right? Like, that's why you hear bad things. But you just don't with Worthing, and it's great to see. And their fan base has organically grown. It's not been I don't know, just a sheer go. Like, oh my God, suddenly they're getting 3,000 people. It's creeped and creeped and creeped.
Yeah, the fans just haven't all of a sudden just come out the woodwork and started supporting because they're doing well. Like you say, it's grown over time, which is good for a club and how other clubs should look at how they grow their fan base.
And
sorry, go on.
Just a quick one. It's about the Crawley thing. I think they can be bigger than Crawley, and the reason why Crawley Town, unfortunately, falls in an area that most people that are there either travel down to Brighton or travel to Palace or Chelsea, right? They don't go to Crawley, and Crawley's kind of like the club that's a second club. I think Worthing, and knowing that kind of West Sussexy area, it's not just Worthing Town. I think that all your little kind of sub towns, your Amaring, your Durringtons, and all those other areas will kind of just like everyone as it grows and as it's growing, people are gravitating there. So rather than going to like other clubs will lose out from it. So like Arundel might lose out because people from Arundel might go and watch Worthing, or Lancing. People from Lancing might go over to Worthing. So other clubs might lose out as they grow, but if they grow, then they can serve the ecosystem of players throughout the lower levels of football. Local into that area. So I don't know. I think they can be big. The only thing that will hold them back is
stadium.
The site is the only thing, because it can't, like, there's nowhere to go.
For people that don't know, the stadium is built on 3 sides are houses. So you've got houses behind the goals, houses on one side, and behind that, on the other side, you've actually got like a indoor bowling green. The only way but the problem is there's not many sites in Worthing you could go to unless you moved.
The only thing I could see happening, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it, is where Worthing United is, that farmland, building there.
That would seem logical. It really would, because there is nice land there, and Worthing United only get a year rolling lease as well. Which is
obviously we wouldn't want that to hinder. Also, I would imagine if ever that was a thing, Worthing would protect Worthing United anyway. So it's not.
I think Worthing United have it in their constitution that if that land got sold, they'd have to have somewhere to go. If you know what I mean.
So maybe it could, I don't know, ground share, but not if they get into Football League, because it have to be grass pitch again. which means the 3G gets ripped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But
can't have
yeah,
3G.
I'm glad they got their. I'm glad they got their first win. Good start, 6 points in there. You know, good crowds again coming down there. The only negative I've heard from the Worthing fans is that they can't have a beer on the side now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Killer.
That's
That
the
is a killer.
only negative. You know,
It happened
so.
to Dorking as well, didn't it? Dorking fans were fuming when that happened as well.
But yeah, we got a jam packed show for you today. A few things to let you know we're going to talk about. I want to talk about a bit about Horsham flying, Broadbridge Heath getting a good win yesterday, Hastings 3 out of 3, the new FA rules that have caused a bit of shit around at the moment, and obviously we have to talk a bit later on about Grinstead, East Grinstead beating Bognor in the FA Cup. You know,
Great win.
we have been on this show on the record, you know, putting them down a couple of times, but we always say when things are going good in there and you get those results, we will shout it as well. You know,
I wouldn't say we've put them down. We've just voiced our opinion on it.
absolutely, yeah.
That's all it is. But
I
yeah,
don't
it'd
think
be
it's
great
been a
to.
shock that we've been critical of East Grinstead because of the players they've had. But fair play, that's a hell of a result.
Yeah, and
Well,
we'll talk about that
we're
later
going
on.
to that. But I think as our man down there is waiting to speak about Hastings, top of the tree, Billy Wood, DOF, over
They,
to you.
they all doubted. They all doubted, mate.
They prey on your downfall, Billy.
But yeah, don't know what we're doing. So look, we've still got 39 games to go, right? 39
Yeah.
games to go. There's no one's getting a little bit too carried away. Like you just can't get carried away. But what we, like, the way we look at it is, and I think I said it on the pod like a few times because we had a bad FA Cup game at Kingstonian. Wasn't good enough. We have to be honest. Pre-season, there was games that we were certainly miles off it, like miles off it. But the one consistent thing I think I've said on this pod a few times, and anyone that asked me, that I believe that the group of players are good enough to challenge for the playoffs. I said it
Yeah,
every
you
week,
said that.
and I believe that. That's why we've recruited what we've recruited. It's a real. It was a real effort this summer. Like I said to the supporters, we were rerouting, like we were rerouting football club. So we were trying to make sure that we had bodies in the door who gave a shit about the club, a management team that have local connections. Ronnie obviously is from Hastings. Sammy Adams is a Hastings United legend. Trevor played for Hastings. He didn't leave Hastings in the greatest of terms back in the day, but you know, Trev's a great lad and has come in and been brilliant. Luke Carter as well. Someone I've worked with for a couple of years, kind of a bit of an unsung hero at Hastings, super valuable and important to Ronnie's staff when it comes to the coaching and how the guys are set up in a week ready for a game. Like he's really driving that, and he's been really valuable for the club. And I think it's great for him. It's a bit of a redemption story because it weren't so long ago he was a young floundering manager at Howsham who got relegated, right? Why is he in that that year? So you know, he's gone away. He's and he's really kind of focused on his coaching, and it's going to pay dividends for him, I hope. But he's a real important part of it. And then on the pitch, we've made sure that with the players that we brought in, whether it's old players that have come back, and Ollie Black, Tom Chalmers renewing his contract, or you know, retaining some of the lads from last year, that's Max Walsh, Harry Haynes, what have you. We've added quality with that in Kingy, Sam King, young Archie Cassidy left back, kept Sam Pigeon, who's been immense, by the way, for the last 3 games. He's so good. He's so good. And I don't
You
mind
said to me about him last year how good he was. Do you know
he's
what I
so
mean?
good, and he's under contract. So if anyone wants him, the value of him is £150,000. All right. So if you want it, that's what you're paying, because I ain't letting him go for anything less. and Pidge can know that now, and he's not going for a penny less. But we just got a really good bunch of lads. There's a real value of the core group and what they're about. And look, we're still, I don't think, nowhere near our potential. I think there's still loads of things that we can do better. And Ron believes that as well. But you have to celebrate the wins on the way. You can't just because it's early go, oh, it's early doors, we might go and lose in the next 39. It's momentum, right? You build that way. And people have forgot that Hastings United have forgotten this. Hastings United is a huge, huge Sussex football club. It's
Absolutely.
not a baby. It's a big football club. A big football club that was so used to winning that, like, whatever it was, the women's, the men's, the under 18s, the 23s, the fucking Tiddlywinks competition, like whatever, we were winning everything because we just had that feel and vibe about us. The club lost that over the last couple of years. There's no denying that. And I would argue that the team last year would probably got rolled over in a few of these games. I don't think we have the same aggression and bollocks, if I'm honest, that the team have this season. So yeah, it's been going well. This week, Tuesday away at Eastbourne Town, I think we were massively worthy of our win. Massively worthy of our win. They posed a few little threats, but as soon as we got our first goal, it was only going to be a Hastings United win that day. And then we go to Ashford, and Ashford is our big rivalry. There's a massive rivalry of Ashford. Like we fought out the league with them over the years. They're only an hour away from us. There's real hatred between the supporters. Real hatred. Like you don't normally see that in non-league, but there is. There's been problems over the years. The last time we went there and won in the league was before we got promoted that year, which was always a nice omen as well. And we just went there, and they're an experienced side, very experienced side. But we went there, we ratted around, we worked hard for each other. Callum Erskine got the first goal. That's 2-3 for the young lad. And then Ollie Black scores from a corner, and yeah, we're 2-0 up, cruising. They get a red card, stupid red card, and it's cruise control. Go 3-0 up, concede very, very late in the game. And then in the 90th minute, Tom Chalmers, I think it's poor. I think the referee was poor in general. Actually, I'm going to be honest, for both sides, not just for Hastings. Gives a penalty in the 90th minute, and you go, hold on a minute, 6 minutes added here. They score 3-2. You could end up dropping 2 points here. You know, Harry Haynes makes an unbelievable save from a penalty.
He's a hell of a keeper, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no doubt. And he's another one that we put on contract, so 150 grand, please. But he's a lad that we believe in, and he's a lad that we think will go higher in the game. And he makes a great save. Momentum's on our side, and yeah, we pick up a win 3-1 against them, against the noisy neighbours, shall I say? Like last year when we went there and got bitched. If I'm honest, we got absolutely bitched over there. It was embarrassing. Got hammered online, but it's always good to have the local bragging rights, right? And that makes us 3-3. I don't think anyone tipped us to be 3-3 at this point. I had a lot of people messaging me going, "Oh, pre-season hasn't gone well. Oh, you sure about them? Are you sure about this situation? You sure like making a change in September?" You know, a lot of people. But no, we know what we're doing. We're not stupid. It's always a risk employing a player manager. It's always a risk, but the risk is removed a little bit by the quality of people that we've put around him, and that's not just coaching staff, but holistically as a group. Well, we're all digging in and working hard for each other, you know. So yeah, good win on the weekend, 3-3. No game on Tuesday. We've got Hendon in the FA Trophy. Hendon are flying, by the way, so that could be pot luck. And then we've got Crowborough on Monday for bank holiday. So go on.
Sorry, just quick, Bill. What would you say so far this season has made the team click as it has?
It's the group. Like, look, I think I think with I think the group of players, the blend of the players, and the attributes, not just footballing wise, but the mental attributes that they have. Right. For example, just the fact that they will dig in, they'll defend but just defending your box. Like last year, Pidge had to make so many headers, and him and Eugene, I felt like it was like two men going out for war, and let them deal with it all. The team want to defend their box, and then when we get forward, we want to score goals. We're a bit more exciting, a bit off the cuff, attacking wise, I would say, a little bit off the cuff, but we just got that different mental attributes around the group. They're like, we're not like an old, strong, wily old bunch of lads that like, big warriors. There's an element of that, but it's a great blend, a really, really good blend. And I look at the midfield and like, by the way, I know he's our manager, but Ronnie playing in the four for us he's been superb. He's been absolutely superb. But then, I just look at it and just say it's the balance of the team. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with that balance. And look, the dream is we go up. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But we're realistic. We know we're a year away from the grand developments. But when I came back into this role this year, like my thing was, I cannot be at Hastings United or any club, whether I'm a manager somewhere or director of football or CEO, whatever. I'm fucking obsessed with winning. I'm obsessed with it. So like our thing was, when I sat down with Ben and said, look, what we're going to do this year, it was like, just build a group of people, a management team and players that you can trust and you can support and be there for. And that's what we've done.
One thing I've noticed, Bill, and it was a problem last year, and I think you highlighted as well, you knew full well, communication with the fans and things like that. Now, it seems to be a lot more positive on the forums. There's pictures of you going around in Del Boy jackets and that, doing all these deals you've been doing with the club. There seems to be a good vibe about there, because you are right. Hastings are a juggernaut of Sussex football. They didn't have the greatest season last year. In fact, it was a pretty
The year
poor
before that,
yeah. So,
nearly relegated to county football. Could you imagine if we were sitting here now talking about Hastings United going this weekend to play, I don't know, Little Common? Like, no disrespect to Little Common, like
Yeah.
that was like a league. Like, that's not like we were trying to get to the National League, and that would have been horrendous for the football club. I just think, Mike, with the fans, we are fortunate, and I mean this. We are so fortunate to have a supporter base like we have. Like, it's not lost on anyone at the football club to go away at Ashford and only hear your fans, to go away at Eastbourne Town and only hear your fans, to be taking 200, 300 people to games. That's like, it's
massive.
not lost. Yeah. But the one thing I wanted to make sure Hastings got back this year was their club. Like, it has to be, there's a Hastings way. And I think we have to make sure that we're implementing that Hastings way.
I think it's good. Monty,
Evening.
how are you, pal?
Stressed.
He's finished cutting the grass on the estate.
Did you do an FA Cup game today?
I did, women's. I did Broadbridge Heath versus Burgess Hill.
How was that?
Yeah, it was a bit slow tempo, but it's an interesting game. Finished 5-1 to Burgess Hill. So,
who did they play?
Broadbridge Heath.
Broadbridge Heath. Oh yeah, okay, makes sense.
And in a minute, Monty, we'll talk about your second retirement of the season in the space of about 4 or 5 games, which is incredible for a man of your stature in there. But before we talk about that, I think we'll move on a bit. Quickly want to talk about Horsham FC as well. Dizzy heights at the moment. Dom DePaola's got them up the dizzy heights. What's happening up there? Have they had a good run so far? Where can they go? What is the potential? Who wants to go first? Wisey?
Firstly, how good a job has Dom done, by the way? Like,
Amazing.
Incredible.
unbelievable. Horsham, again, winning's a habit, right? And it doesn't matter what league they're in. They just seem to find their feet, hit the ground running. They're a proper football club. You know, they are one of the biggest clubs in the county by far now. And again, they're going to have aspirations. I don't know what they are. I don't really know anyone at the club, but they're going to have aspirations. And again, the sky's the limit with them. They've always been really well supported. I like the ground, lovely ground, good people there. It's Sussex football seems to be flying sort of higher up the pyramid at the moment, and it's great to see. But Dom, how long ago was he? Was it East Preston, wasn't it, Dom?
I was actually with him, Wisey, when he had his first ever management role with the mighty Worthing Albion that we started off at 16, 17, because me and him are the same age, and we played the same Worthing United teams all the way through in the youth and that. And you could always tell he wanted to be a manager. I've said this before on other shows. He'd have stats of the players on his bedroom wall and that at school age.
He managed Hastings for a bit.
He went with Hastings with Ian Brown for a short stint, didn't he?
It was a very short period. And look, that wasn't his fault. He came in a situation where you had nowhere to train, wanted to bring like players in from that side, which is always going to be tough to travel and stuff. And the chairman, who was very ruthless, let's just say, back in those days, Dave Waters, he used to sack managers like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, Dane was at the club then, and Dane said he was ledge even back then.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. He knows his football. He can be outspoken. He's mentioned a few things today about some of the new rules that we'll talk about. The new FA rules today we're going to talk about in a bit. But I mean, can they push on for playoffs this year?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't see why they couldn't.
I think Horsham started this last year, and then they kind of dropped off. It's like that National League, by the way. Even being in it is like fucking hell. Like it is a big. Like I find that more scary than the National League. Do you know what I mean?
It's one of the hardest leagues to get out of.
You look at it. Like you look at the teams, right? So Dagenham and Redbridge, obviously, they should fly this year. Yeah, I think they're 4-4. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, they're top of the shop, aren't they?
Yeah.
David Rodari got 2 goals yesterday for them, which we'd love to see. So you got them. Like you've got big clubs like Maidstone, Billericay, Dover, Torquay United, Dorking Wanderers are in at the moment. Folkestone and Victor have really thrown. They're trying to go up again. You know, they want to go up. They want to go again. Farnham Town want to go again. It's not really clicked into gear for them. Western Supermare always do well in that league. Truro always do well in that league. It's really, 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 really tough. My thing with Dom is if they can get over that little hump of like not have that drop off, that might have been down to injuries, all those other little bits and bobs, right? It might have been, but I just think if they make the playoffs, unreal. Like and it should be Harold. He should be up there as one of the managers. Like Dagenham win the league, their manager shouldn't win Manager of the Year because they should win the league. But if Don Parler gets in the playoffs, he should be up there for Manager of the Year.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think last season with Horsham, I think it was he got hit with injuries and the size of the squad that he had. I don't really think he had the cover for those injured players, and that's when he started to drop off.
His squad's not really big now, though. I don't think.
No.
I don't think it's a huge squad, and I think that can always be your look. It's always hard to manage. Like Wisey knows, even fucking us doing county league, right? Managing a squad of 18 is tough, right? To leave people out. You know, leaving out if you build a squad of say 22, 24 to get through, because you can have 7 subs, I believe. Is it 7 or 9? You can have in there.
7.
Is it 7, right? So that you can, your squad's 18, right? So you probably need 24, 25 players because of injuries, suspensions, what have you. It's hard to manage the people that aren't playing. And then
Would they all be on contracts as well? They would be, wouldn't they? I imagine.
most of them, I would imagine. I don't know if I don't know Horsham's setup. All I know is that as a club, they are looking to push on based on the money that they made from the FA Cup. They brought in a general manager a couple of years ago. So as a club, they are trying to get themselves pushing on. I would imagine they're all under contract, but I'm not sure how they work it at Horsham. But most clubs at that level all the players will be under contract.
I like that. I like Monty. What do you hear? Because obviously you're based up that way, in there.
Yeah, it's really positive. I mean, I'm in and around the club a lot, obviously with Roffey playing there, and obviously I used to play for them as a youth, and I coached there in the under-18s, and so it's really positive atmosphere at the moment. Everyone you speak to is really happy. It's all upbeat, really, really like, positive outlook on everything. You go, and it's just they're savouring the moment. Really, it's like. All the volunteers are really happy to be in the position they are. They're not taking anything for granted. They're not going, "Oh, this is the new norm." It's right. These are steps. Okay, we may drop off at one point, but these are steps. We know we can do it. Obviously, in terms of players wise, Dom always likes a smaller squad. He doesn't like having 8,000 players to come and go, and Horsham don't have the biggest budget in the world. So I know they've got some good younger players in the squad this year in terms of players who like their sub goalkeeper this year is someone who I coached in the under-18s. He then signed pro and has just been released from his pro contract and has now become a sub goalkeeper at Horsham. So they've got some younger players, but the experience and the group that they've got there is just they're really, really tight knit, and I think that's one of the key things in leagues like that is you have to have a group that's really, really tight and won't let adversity set them back.
Yeah,
Well said.
I like that. Yeah, so look, we'll judge this obviously a few games down the road.
Yeah.
In there, but it's a great start for them. Hopefully they now can kick on, and Don can get the best out of those boys. So, but Monty, talk to us now. A second retirement. How old are you? 21, 22?
20.
20. You've retired twice.
He's done a
from the
Paul
club
Scholes.
in the space of 5-6 games. Have you been bombed out, or have you retired?
Well,
Wow.
the agreement was I would play as long as you needed me. So it wasn't in terms of like I'm going to be the goalkeeper for the season. I'm going to be the goalkeeper for 1 or 2 games. It was however long they needed me to play for, and we've found another goalkeeper, so I can take the step back again and get on with my other life.
Your other life
In the world of refereeing.
The world of refereeing, the world of coaching.
Did you play yesterday?
We had Guernsey at home.
Did you play?
No.
Were you in the squad?
I was not in the squad, no.
Mate, I tell you what, not happy. 2 losses on the board already. It's killing my prediction there, isn't it?
Don't worry, the gaffer's taking measures. The gaffer's
Well,
not.
he's just bombed you out.
He's not. It was fine after Tuesday. After the performance on Saturday, everyone knows we weren't good enough. So yeah, Gaffer's not a happy bunny at the moment, but we're working hard to. We know what we're doing wrong, so we're going to work hard to set those errors straight.
No, that's good to hear. We'll go more into the obviously the FCL later. But as you've arrived on board, Monty, and you are our resident referee, there has been a lot of talk over the last couple of weekends about the new rules that are coming in play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we just talked about Dom. He brought it up online today about a couple of issues. I've had a message from East Preston's Rich Hack. Shout out, Rich, who's asked me to bring it up as well. Okay. So there's about 7 new rules I've got for us. I want us to find out whether they're good rules for the game or not good rules? All right, let's start here. Accidental double touch at penalties. If a player accidentally touches the ball twice when taking a penalty, the outcome now depends on what happens next. If the ball goes in, the penalty is retaken. If the ball does not go in, defending team get an indirect free kick in a shootout. It is recorded as a miss. Deliberate second touch is an offence. I didn't even know this one.
No.
Yeah, is that new?
Yeah, they changed the wording of it.
Right, okay. I always thought that
Okay.
if it was a double thing, it was,
It was.
it was always no goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, but the way they've worded it is different now because it's now a technical offence. Because technical offences are indirect free kicks, so like you're offsides, you're endangering the safeties. But so it's now a technical offence, meaning it's now an indirect free kick. Should you miss the goal?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we all saying? Good rule or bad rule?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Good. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one. Good rule. Next one. Dropped balls go to the right team. If play is stopped and it is clear which team would have kept or gained possession, the team gets the dropped ball. This also applies if the obvious which team would have had the restart when the ball was heading out of play.
Has that not always been a rule?
No,
No?
So the wording of it used to be whoever played it last
Right.
would get possession. However, now the wording is if it was going to, say it's Roffey Guernsey, if Roffey played the ball, it was going to be controlled by a Guernsey player, but the referee stopped the game, Guernsey would get the restart because they would have picked up possession had the referee stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you lumped it long, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So what are we saying? Good rule or bad rule?
Good rule.
Good rule.
Good rule.
Yeah.
I agree with that one. All right, next. Injured players off for 1 minute. If players stopped for a player's injury or they receive treatment on the pitch, they normally have to leave and cannot return until 1 minute after play restarts. Exceptions apply in some cases. Mon?
I like that rule. So, obviously, what it used to be is a player would go off and then, having received treatment, and be waved back on pretty much immediately.
Yeah, but I think it's shit. I think that's shit. I'll tell you why I think it's shit, yeah? Because you could just smash someone. Could absolutely smash someone, take a booking, they go down injured, they've had treatment, they've come off. Now, you've smashed them and you've gave the opposition team a disadvantage because they're down to 10, even though you're the one who smashed them. Do you know what I mean?
That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
It shouldn't be off for a minute. No, I don't agree with that.
But the whole point of that law change is to increase the speed of play, because you get people going down just to get a little bit of treatment because they know they'll go off for 5 seconds and then be back on again just to disrupt play. It's to give a proper penalty to teams who are deliberately time wasting. But obviously, like they said, there are some exceptions to the case in terms of goalkeepers, but the exact ruling on goalkeeper injuries are different as well now. So,
could I just ask, Mon, so previously, if you had a player that went off, had treatment, had to go off, they couldn't come back on if they was gaining an advantage, could they? As in,
no, that is still a thing. So the ball should really be on the opposite side of the pitch when they come back on.
So it's not a minute; it's a minimum of a minute. But it's
a minimum of a minute.
If they're gaining an advantage, they still have to wait till the ref decides to wave them on.
Yeah. So it's but if you're smart as a team, if you've got possession, you'll keep the ball over the other side of the pitch, so then your player can come straight back on.
Refs are going to get some stick though, aren't they? Because it's going to be bang, set the timer, and the second the minute's up, you know that you're going to have managers and coaches screaming.
But it's the same as the sin bin rule, though, isn't it? When they changed it to the player can only return to the field of play when the time is when the ball's out of play. So it's 10 minutes, of ball in play time, but the player cannot come back on until the ball is dead. So you can't come back on mid play.
So what are we saying? Good rule or bad rule?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but do you not worry with that though? Like, there's situations with regards to this where players could be off the pitch for 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, I think it needs some amendment. So the premise of it is good, but if they rework it into a way that is so it won't disadvantage the team who's had a player get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, generally, when the player is legitimately injured, they're off the field for more than a minute anyway. So I don't. It's more for last couple of minutes, or you want to get some instructions on. You tell a player to go down. Do you know what I mean? So I think that if a player's really hurt, chances are, one, they're not coming back on, and two, they're going to be treated for more than a minute anyway off the pitch. So I think that's a good rule.
Well, I'll give you an example, right? Monty, go into this. Max Walsh got smashed from I want to reword that because that would sound a bit dodgy. But he got hit. He got hit, knocked down, and in the back of his neck, and he's gone down. He's not asked for anything, and he's gone to get back up. The referee's blowing, think it's head injury. Yeah.
Yep.
Got straight back up, and the ref's told him to go off the pitch. Off the pitch.
Yep.
And he's now off the pitch. He's just been hit. So someone's just gone into him, trying to smash him. Ref's let it play on because we've got the advantage, yeah. Then gone blowing because he thinks it's an injury. Then he's sent him off the pitch, and now he's off the pitch for a minimum of a minute.
Yep.
And now we're down to 10 because he's off the pitch because he's been hit, but he didn't ask for any treatment, didn't want any treatment, got back up. He's like, no, it's a head injury. You got to go off the pitch.
No, that's where it needs amendment because currently, if the referee stops play for an injury, even if you don't ask for treatment, you still have to go off.
Yeah. All right, that needs to be amended.
So player gets a whack. They look in serious pain. You stop the play. They then don't need treatment. They still have to go off for a minute.
Crazy.
I think it can be used. The dark arts could be used here.
People. Anyone who's not like it. Bang.
Even today, we had one in my game that I was doing. A Broadwood Chiefs player gets hit and she goes down for a bit of as they do, you get whacked. You stay down for a couple of seconds just to redo your shin pads and stuff. And the Burgess Hill manager is yelling at me to stop the play because he knows that if I then stop the play, the Broadwood Chiefs player has to go off.
That says more about that manager than it does to the rule.
Yeah.
Dark arts in women's football now. Never thought I'd see the day.
Next one. The jewellery rule has changed.
You shouldn't wear any jewellery.
The key issue is now whether an item is dangerous. Non-dangerous accessories can be allowed if they are safely and securely covered. Dangerous items must still be removed. Right now, what's a dangerous item? What's not?
So, it's all down to referee's perception, though, isn't it? What a dangerous item is.
Well, would a referee consider nipple rings dangerous?
Personally, I don't check for nipple rings.
Easiest way to do it is they don't wear any jewellery at all. You're playing football. You're not worried about your jewellery you're wearing. You're there to play football.
Yeah, but I mean, the ruling is they actually call it accessories. So accessories, they changed it to remove jewellery and now accessories. So, for example, last season you wouldn't have been allowed to wear a bracelet.
Yeah.
However, this season, if that bracelet is tight to your arm and it's strapped up, you're fine to wear it. Yeah,
but someone could grab it and break it still.
Yeah, but if it's taped to your arm, it's considered safe. Like a necklace, though.
Bollocks, shouldn't wear jewellery at all.
A necklace is considered dangerous because if somebody grabs it, they can choke you with your necklace.
Well, there was this famous time. Do you remember when Mourinho managed that Inter team that did well?
No, that was about 2.
Last 5 minutes, he brought on, I think it was Marco Materazzi, and he had a necklace there, and he couldn't get it off. Mourinho went bang, and ripped it off him. You can go and check it out on YouTube. He ripped the whole
Yeah.
thing and just chucked it and sent him on. You know, so what
Don't-
we saying?
Right, used to wear a gold necklace back in the day.
Just,
Who
just
did?
don't wear jewelry at all when you're playing. Simple as that.
I think it's just setting refs up because one
Yeah.
ref will let a player wear it one week, and then next week the ref's like, "You've got to take that off," and it's fucking hell, ref. I was allowed to wear it last week. Just
Yeah.
no. You
Don't
don't
wear
need
it
to
at
wear
all.
jewelry to play.
There won't be
I
consistency
don't-
across referees.
I don't think there's consistency even before this change anyway.
No.
Because some referees let you tape earrings, some won't. Like some say it's got to come out. Like, you know, others will let you tape things up. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Has anyone ever seen a serious injury caused by jewelry at this level?
No.
Yeah, if someone put a sovereign ring on and smack someone.
Yeah, I've seen somebody had those hooped earrings,
Oh, ripped out.
and at a corner, it got caught and it got ripped out, so the bottom of their earlobe was hanging over.
See, just don't wear any. Simple as that.
I've seen a player wear a police tag. Look, what about a police tag? I've actually come up against a goalkeeper that was wearing a police tag against us. We all know him.
Well, he can't really do much about that, can he?
I think there was a little Hampton player
Our fans are singing, "You've got to be home by 7" or something like that. You've got to be home by 7. He's like, "Come on, Red, get home."
So what are we saying? Good rule or bad rule?
Just don't wear jewelry.
Just don't
Yeah.
wear jewelry.
Just keep it
Yeah,
off.
bad.
Next one, the dog so rule. Play advantage, score is no card. If a defender denies an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, but the referee plays advantage and the attacking team scores directly from it, there is no disciplinary sanction for the dog so offence.
I like that. That's a great rule change.
Yeah,
Great change
I
of
think
law.
so.
Because you're then penalising someone for dogso, which is denying the opponent of a goal scoring opportunity. But how can you punish someone for that if they've still scored because you've not denied the goal scoring opportunity?
Mon, is it just if they score? Because I thought you just if you play on, you can't go back and unbook. We had it at the weekend. Someone made a horrendous tackle. We played on, and the ref went, I can't book him because I played on.
No, it's whatever the referee interprets it as. So, for example, if it's a reckless challenge, you can go back and book them for a reckless challenge.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not a denial of a goal scoring opportunity.
Okay.
So
it was fucking reckless, so he's obviously shit.
So what are we saying for that one then?
I like
that.
I like that.
Yeah, good rule.
Okay.
I don't like bookings and red cards anyway, if I'm honest. Like, I genuinely don't. I know we have to have them, and I know people have to get booked.
Is that because you've had a few, Bill?
No, I've actually I've only ever been sent off from the sideline. On the pitch, I've been sent off a few times, but I've only been sent off from the sideline once. Only ever once. I did accumulate many bookings and got a stadium ban, but apart from that,
I'm not going to comment on any of that.
Yeah, you talk about me.
Yeah.
Why is it?
I've got my own parking space at Lambton.
And
When he comes, they know it's a lengthy one. When he comes into the park, it's a lengthy one.
I actually won my last one. I got off my last one. Rich. Yeah.
That's rare.
It's when they read your rap sheet out and you think it's going so well, and then they read your rap sheet and you're like, oh, here we go.
We've had those ones, Mike.
Yeah, we've done that one. So lads, what are we saying about those then? Good implementations for this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall?
Don't wear jewelry.
Don't wear jewelry.
Yeah, the jewelry one's a bit. That's just a rule for the sake of it, isn't it?
That'll cause some issues because the consistency across referees. Because I refereed a cup final at the end of last season, and my assistant was going through every single girl lining up, making sure they had no piercings on. And obviously some of them have got earrings on and they can't take them off because of the way that they're put in. And I'm just like, just tape them up so then I can't see it. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. Whereas he's like, no, it must come out. You cannot play without it in. I'm And I'm like,
I know,
"Mate,
yeah.
just we kicked the game off 8.5 minutes late because my assistant was going through each player, making sure they don't jewellery on.
Wonderful. Well, let's have a quick hydration break before we move on to the next topic.
Oi, you buying that or just window shopping? Dugout 90, mate. Keep the lads hydrated. Buy a cat.
And whilst you say that, thank you to Roffey Football Club and yourself, Monty, there, as Dugout 90 became their official hydration sponsor. And all of the deliveries are going out this week. The cases have arrived for the clubs down at the bottom there that are going to support. We're selling it at cost to those clubs so you can go and make the profits. It's a marketing tool for us. So, yeah. But, right, lads. Let's move on a bit.
Mike, but actually, we missed one of the big ones that's actually very contentious at the moment.
Go on.
When like a sub situation, like the 10 set, like we got penalised of it on Tuesday. So when someone makes a sub, you've got 10 seconds to get off the pitch.
Yep.
And if you don't,
Right.
can't come off for a minute.
Actually, I know exactly what you mean because I was just looking for that a second. Hold up there, Bill. You brought a very interesting point to the group.
Well, thank you.
That's all right.
I might be dying, but I've still got my brain's still working at the moment.
No, well done, Bill. Well
let
done.
me just go and find. I'm just going to go and find that.
And by the way, while you're finding that, so we don't have any dead air, I'm fucking sick of this every throw in, and it's some refs don't even do it. By the way, some refs don't.
Oh, the countdown.
And you 5, 4.
Yeah.
You lot got penalised for it when you played at our place, and you only had the ball for about 2 seconds.
I know. He came over today to throw. He's picked the ball up.
Yeah, the bloke, and the problem is, like, the same player has taken all the throw-ins. He'd barely even got over there, and the refs 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they just turned it around.
Yeah. He killed us. Madness. Yeah, I'm not.
So with the 10 seconds for substitution, does that mean that is all that gets added on time-wise?
No.
Still get 30 seconds. I don't want that probably.
So they still had 30 seconds on.
Yeah. So the 10 seconds for substitutions, it's again at the referee's discretion in such that if they're jogging off the pitch, if they're in the middle of the pitch, they've got to go off the nearest side. If they're jogging, we're not going to make a player sprint off the pitch. That's just silly.
Yeah.
But if they're walking off the pitch or don't go off at the nearest side, then we'll do the 10-second count and stop the replacement from coming onto the pitch for a minute. And obviously they cannot enter the pitch until the ball's out of play again.
And there was something about under 18s, wasn't there? If there's an under 18, did I imagine this?
No, you're spot on there. It was a diktat issued out to all referees, and clubs received it as well, about the rulings on under 18s for the 10-second sub rule. Because obviously with the new law in effect that you have to go off at the nearest side and you have 10 seconds, there was a safeguarding issue there with under 18s having potentially to walk around the entirety of a pitch past a load of people really close up and everything. So for a safeguarding rule, players who are under the age of 18 must go off on the technical area side, either at the halfway line or directly into their dugout, whichever one's closer, and there is no 10-second count for them.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fair.
If I got subbed off at Chelsea, I'd take the yellow card. I'd be going straight to the dugout. There's no way I'm walking around the pitch at Chelsea if I wasn't a away player.
So yeah, that's for a safeguarding concern. And obviously you can't do a 10-second count for that because they might be on the complete opposite end of the pitch and you're then doing a 10-second count because it's not fair to them having to sprint over to the dugout because they have to go off there when everyone else can just step off. But obviously the referee and the assistant referee will need to be made aware of who's under 18s before kick-off. So like when you're exchanging team sheets, the thing I've seen teams do now is they mark who's under 18 in their team, like you would in the under 23s. You mark who your players, they're now marking your under 18s. So then the officials know when the player's getting subbed off, right, I don't count this player.
Yeah, we had that the weekend. Some the person who does our team sheet said to me, "Oh, have we got any players that are under 18?" And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Well, the referee wants to know." I was thinking, I didn't know this rule, Mont. To be fair, I was thinking, well, and I told him obviously what we had. I was like, why the fuck do they want to know that? But obviously, it's for that rule, I guess. So they know the number. So when that person gets subbed, they can make sure
they don't then start counting them, and then you say no, they can't come on, and then your assistant goes, "No, mate, they're under 18. They've done it right."
Are we getting to the point where eventually in the games you're going to have an NBA type shot clock counting down?
Dun, 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 dun,
Whatever like that. Time out.
Because
Wait, you should have that anyway.
What Edge just said there is right. You know, there has to be some consistency.
Yeah, some are like 1 and 5, 4, 3, 2. Others like 5.
Yeah,
a bit like the Tyson Fury count when he got banged.
The problem is the different level referees get different diktats.
Yeah.
So you get told differently depending on what level you're refereeing at.
But,
so I can remember,
shouldn't it be consistent though?
It should be, but I know from the start of last season for the 8-second goalkeeper for a goal kick, for a drop kick. I know that at the start of last season in the National League South, the diktat was your 8 count should last about 13 seconds.
What?
That was the diktat, and then midway through, and that went out to everyone. However, mid-season, they then changed it to say be really hot on it, make it 8 seconds. But if you're refereeing below that level, you never got that diktat.
Well, I think that's bollocks, really, because you got an 8 count that's got to last 13 seconds.
You might as well make it 13 seconds.
Yeah.
But some people can't. But then I can remember the first game I played in last season, the referee got it completely wrong because as soon as the bloke got it in his hands, he was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'd been boarded a corner, and the goalie'd had the ball in his hands for 3 seconds.
Yeah. That the start of when that first came into play, it was carnage, wasn't it? Yeah, absolute carnage. I've
never done a goalie for 8 seconds. Still,
I went to New 23s last year. Was keeper's taken a screamer, absolute screamer of a cross, landed on the deck. And, it takes you 2 or 3 seconds to get the ball under control and get on.
We are told as referees to allow, like if you've just picked it up, start your 8 count, your first 3 in your head, start that immediately. But if they've made a worldly save, they've made like a great catch and they've had a hard landing, you allow them a couple of seconds to recuperate themselves and just get themselves prepared again, because it's unfair. A goalie's made a great high catch. They've landed flat on their back. It will stun them a bit. It will hurt. Give them 2 or 3 seconds to settle themselves down a bit to then start your count, because otherwise the goalie will catch the ball, hit the deck, and before they've gotten up, it's a 5-second count.
Yeah.
Do you reckon this goalkeeper rules made things a little bit more basketball, like in the way football's being played? Because I'm seeing keepers claim the ball and then panic with a decision because they've only got 8 seconds.
That's because they're stupid.
Yeah, true. But below you go down
5 seconds. When you've got, even they count down to 5. As I've seen it so many times, I go keeper 5, and then they just lump it.
Yeah, I know.
You've got 5 seconds. I'm not rushing you here. I'm just telling you how long you've got. If it gets to 1, then I'd get worried. But even me, when I'm getting counted down, I'm fine because I know at 2 seconds I'll kick it.
Yeah.
At worst comes to worst.
I think all this rush stuff, like rushing throw-ins, rushing this, is making for a better spectacle game.
But the throw-ins should only be if the referee believes the player is intentionally slowing the game down.
Yeah.
So if they've gone over, like for example, if the same player has taken every single throw-in for a team because he's got a long throw, the referee shouldn't start a count if we're waiting for him to jog over from right back to left wing. We shouldn't start the count then because he's taken 25 throw-ins this game. So we don't start the count then. But if a player is holding the ball there and he's actually just like delaying it and he's not looking to actually make the throw-in, then you start the count. Because
if you're attacking, like, it's like the attacking teams getting like we did against you guys. We've sent over Ollie Bat to take his long throw, yeah, and we're penalised for it. Even though, why would we want to? Well, we're not trying to slow the game down. We're trying to throw the ball in the box to try and nick a goal, right? Or
It's a set piece.
crazy.
It's like corners. You don't. There's the 5-second count for goalkeepers on goal kicks.
Yeah, but
and if you don't kick it in time, it's a corner. But on corners, there's no timer. So yesterday, Guernsey had a corner with about 2 minutes to go, and it takes them. I counted 47 seconds to put the ball in play from when it was placed. It was placed in the quadrant, and it took them 47 seconds to kick it.
Bonnie was there with his Ferguson stopwatch like that.
There's no penalty for that. There's no penalty for that. But if our goalkeeper takes 47 seconds, they've had a corner.
Mad.
So, what's the views? What are we saying?
Referees need clarification on them. Especially for the throw-in one, they need clarification on when to actually use it.
I like the concept because goalkeepers collapsing on the ball with a couple of minutes to go, like that, really over the top sort of piss taking, time wasting.
Yeah, I was.
That's erasing that.
I was tired. I can't do anymore. That was my only good thing. I was good
It's good to have a little breather, isn't it? That was a nice little. But the 5 seconds for a goal kick. Again, how's that? If you're going to go long with your goal kick and you're sending everyone up, what's the rule in there?
So again, it's if you believe they're deliberately wasting time.
You've got to let them get into shape, surely.
Yes, if they place the ball and like say, for example, if they've played long every single goal kick, they're not going to play short because a team's not going to go long for 75 minutes. The score's not changed. They're not going to suddenly start playing tiki-taka out the back. Mm-hmm. So if they're then setting up as if to play out and then they start sending everyone out, they're doing it to try and kill a bit of time. So then you start the count. But if a team's sent it long every single time, they put the ball down and everyone's jogging up, then there's no need to start the count because they're just going to thump it.
Right, hold on. Breaking news.
Oh,
I want to stop everything right now. I've just seen things pop up on my Twitter, and I'm maybe a bit confused. Also, a little for that club. This is a huge coup, huge coup. Right, okay.
Bill, what's happening?
Wick Football Club. Welcome to Wick, Aaron Ransine.
I told you lot, didn't I? I told you lot.
Yeah. Aaron joins us after a top playing career with Forest Green Rovers and Worthing and joins our coaching staff. Manager Lee Baldwin said, getting Aaron is a real coup for the club. His experience in the game is second to none. And after meeting him, it became very clear how our sights were aligned and how we see the team going forward and what we can achieve. Aaron's added, I'm delighted to be joining Wick as part of the first team's coaching staff. Having watched a number of games, I'm really impressed by the group and the potential they have to progress and compete in this league. Another reason joining is the ambition from the club. From the conversations I've had, it's clear that there are strong goals for both on and off the pitch and a real desire to move the club forward. Now, this is a guy that was interim manager when took Worthing to the playoffs. Right? He's now joined the first team coaching staff of Wick.
Now, speaking of Wick, me and Mike were at Shoreham under 23s on Friday, and Jack Downey, Wick defender, was there. And I think we said at the beginning of the pod pre-season that we said Wick would struggle this season. Well, let's just say Jack wasn't very happy about that, was he? And he had a few things to say.
But looking at that, look at that signing that Wick
Well, it's
made.
still only won one league game, so they're not flying, are they?
Sorry?
Let's be honest.
Looking at that signing, though, the experience he brings. Now, I spoke to Craig Stewart about a week ago when they were discussing this, and apparently it's certainly off the cards that he won't be playing because of his knee.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing. But having him on the coaching staff there and his ability to obviously
Attract players.
draw maybe the odd player in as well
Yeah.
in there. I think it's a brilliant move.
Got a
It's
lot
great,
of
great move.
lot of managers in that dugout now, there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but then
obviously, he's
when
got
you
unbelievable caliber, but you've got three blokes now that are all used to being the main man. I don't know, I know Craig personally. I'm sure that they're all going to get on well, but I just there's a lot of people that are going to, do you know what I mean? Have an
Yeah.
input there. It'd be interesting to see how that works, if it changes any of the dynamic in the dugout.
well, with regards to that, sometimes you have to look at the. I always say this. Sometimes with managers, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to like bring people in who might end up wanting your job. Like you got to be bit like you got to trust. Like, do you know what I mean? You got to believe in yourself enough
Yeah,
that you're good enough. And like, don't get me wrong. If their manager leaves, like Craig could. Like, I'm speaking well out of turn here, and it's nothing Craig's ever said to me, but Craig could do that job, right? Now Aaron Ransom probably could do that. I'm pretty sure he could do that job. But the manager having those lads around him, just for me, shows fuck me. He's either two things: one, naive, which I don't believe;
no,
two, fucking confident in his own ability. Do you know what I
as
mean? To be,
yeah,
yeah,
has
yeah,
he brought Aaron in though, or have the club brought him in?
yeah. Well, I
I don't
guess
know.
we'll.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know Craig personally. Craig will do whatever job he's asked to do because that's the
Yeah,
type of
Yeah.
person he is. I don't know Aaron at all. It would just be interesting if the club have brought him in or if the manager's brought him in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just on the week thing. Did anyone see their little post today? Their little social media posts
Yeah.
where they were.
Changing the photos.
The social media guy was taking photos of Lee Baldwin, Craig Stewart, and I think Tucker as well, right? But what he was doing was he was manipulating the photos. Like he gave Lee Baldwin a
Oh
picture.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
He
Yeah.
gave
Craig looking that way.
Craig had cross-eyed, Tucker who's bald had hair, and they were posting the replies as well. I tell you, I was in stitches watching that. Anyone out there?
I haven't
Anyone
seen it.
out
I'll
there?
have to check that out in a bit.
It's
Check it out.
funny.
It is worth an absolute giggle out there. Right, guys. Next thing I want to speak about is a team who's managed by a great supporter of this show, Chris Simmons, Broadbridge Heath. Good win yesterday. They've had a stop-start. 4-1. 4-1 win against, I believe, if I'm right in saying, who do they play? Who do they play?
Hawley Town.
Yeah, Hawley Town. I must say.
Hawley
Yeah.
up, Hawley.
So they won 4-1 yesterday at the Air Engineering Stadium in Ishmael, South East. Matt Hay put Heath ahead after just 3 minutes.
Wow.
Mason Doughty scored twice either side of half time. And Yakubu added the fourth in stoppage time. Hawley's only goal was a late Ben Dyson penalty. I mean, the result matters because it's actually their first league win of the season following their 2-2 draw with South Park. And it leads
Big
them,
win then.
yeah, and it leaves them with 4 points from 2 games, sitting 5th early on in the South East Division table. So, yeah, I'm over the moon.
I think Hawley, I just think Hawley are gonna. I think Hawley are gonna go down. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds really silly, but why is he know exactly the mentality, right? I look at how many points we've got on the board and how many points the bottom four have got on the board already at this point, just to see that the gap. Do you know what I mean? You build up a gap against it. And I look at Hawley, right, and they've played 3, they've conceded 10 goals already. Right, we've got them in 2 league games time. We've actually got Crowborough and them. Boy, the way we're flying, we could be on 15 in 15 if we carry on down this route. You never know.
Don't count your chickens.
You never know.
He's confident.
Someone clip it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm battered on that, and But I think Hawley. I think Hawley are going to struggle this year. I just think they're a club that, unbelievable. They got promoted last year. Yeah, unbelievable. Hawley Town. Actually, that ground's the last time my actual granddad, before he passed away, ever saw me play football in 2008. So like, it's a great ground. I'm looking forward to going there actually in a couple of weeks. But I just don't think they're equipped for survival this year.
Is that where we went this week?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
Ryan
Yeah.
played? Yeah.
yeah.
Where they've got the big bar at the top. Yeah.
Bar at the
Yeah.
top. That lovely bar at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad place to get sent off. I've been sent off there, and it's a great view. It's actually better than being in the dugout.
Yeah.
In that clubhouse.
It's a great view.
It's another one of my grounds I've had a red card at.
Yeah, we had a
a
lovely Tuesday night there, didn't we? We got hospitality and everything.
We'll talk about it in a bit. Yeah, I made up for Simo, and if he's out there watching, Simo, great start, mate. Great win.
How good a job has he done, by the way? Like,
oh, exceptional.
You look at Stenning come back down, all right, they're back up again. Hassocks, they've just gone up and done really well, haven't they? I've got to say, he's done an unbelievable, and he's a really, really nice bloke. I've only managed against him once or maybe twice. Lovely fella, and doing a great job. So fair play.
And he does a lot behind the scenes as well. Like
he does a hell of a lot.
Expect of a manager.
He was at the women's game today.
Yeah, well, that just shows.
Lives and breathes it.
Simo is one of Sussex's good guys. Do you know what I mean? He is.
Yeah, really is.
And I always have a look out for their results. I was worried for him in the summer, and like I think I was saying he's with me on it. Just about like I felt they were disrespected by certain players, like tweeting their phone number, like changing their bios with their phone numbers in it and all that bollocks straight away after the season finished. But he's put a side together, and they'd be all, like, I never even look at them as a problem. I always think, they're always going to be all right.
It's going to be all right, yeah.
Yeah, and Broadbridge Heath, like as a club, to be at step 4 consistently now, they're a consistent step 4 side. There's only one man. I know. Look, one man don't build a city, right? But he is 100%. If it weren't for him, I don't think they would be doing what they're doing.
I couldn't agree more. I really
completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I've got the pleasure of going up there in about a week or so's time, and it'd be the first time since I actually was back watching them when I was doing my coaching. So I'm really looking forward to going to see him, see his team behind the scenes, everything like that. And I'm hoping they have a great season, because he is, as you say, one of the good guys.
My favourite memory of that ground is when a referee threw a ball at me. Yeah. We won't go into it because I was going to. I wasn't happy the fact that he played 15 minutes additional time when we were down to 10 men and not hanging on in an FA. I think in a.
It was the County Cup game.
That was it. It was County Cup game, wasn't it?
Yeah, under 23 County Cup. Yeah.
Hang on.
Did you pull the red card from out your back and give it to him?
I said, you're pathetic. I said, like, you literally waited. And then when they scored, it blew the whistle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that referee, I can tell you that referee has been arrested since that game. But,
has it?
Yeah, he's been arrested for shoplifting.
I'm not even pretending. Like, it's not like he threw the ball at me in the tunnel.
If I was there, I'd probably agree.
Yeah, there you go. See, there we go.
I was one of the referee's assistants.
He was. I wasn't lying. Everyone thought I was lying about that. Thanks, Monty. Thank you so much. I'm over.
Go, Mike.
Can I just go back to the Wick thing, because I've had Wick's gaffer Lee Baldwin messaging. Shout out to Lee. Hopefully that picture with the massive neck is going to stay online, because that was fucking banner. He said, "Aaron is my appointment. He was meant to join in the summer, but had a knee op. Any chance you can surround yourself with people of his caliber, you have to take it. And only improves you as a manager."
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I was literally just asking the question if it was his appointment or the club's appointment, but if fair play. It is a great appointment either way.
Shout out Baldwin there, mate.
Last year was a great appointment as well. Having someone like Craig, who is, like you say, Wisey, someone who would do anything. If you want him to do something, do it. Having him jump over on board and getting him under the wing, and now like maybe that trio and the rest of the staff will.
It's a hell of a trio.
Oh, yeah.
Right
You know,
direction.
Lee's done an unbelievable job there. We had some good battles. You know, he's done an unbelievable job, and he's brought in a really, really good addition. So fair play.
When does their 3G pitch go? Is it going down now at the moment?
I don't think so, because they were advertising for pitch hires the other day.
Who's using it? Someone's using it, and Div 2, aren't they? Have I imagined that?
That was last season. Rustington did that.
Yeah, it's last.
They might be ripping it up mid-season. I don't know.
Lee, drop us a message, mate, and just give us an update on what's happening with the new
Pitch.
ground, if possible, pal. Because
I like.
we will just speculate.
Yeah.
But before we move on, that's a quick little break there now, and I want to talk about the Grins beating the Rocks. Okay.
Go for it.
Lovely. So we'll just have a quick one there.
Dugout 90. Buy a can. Support your club.
As I said, all the clubs down below that are supporting us, thank you. We will ensure that we always get to your games. We make the video up. Lee is relentless with his videos, and you know, it's a bit about we don't have sponsors, as we said. We have we do our own stuff here. So if you can support us like that, £14 for a case of 24 times 330ml. A la the Peckham Spring. So there we go. Right, guys. Now we had a little bit of back and forth with some people in East Grinstead this week, last week, about, you know, making some comments or giving some maybe harsh reviews out. Look, this is how it is. When the chips are down, and you know you should be performing, we'll say it. When you perform,
Can I paint the picture a little bit? Can I paint the picture on this one, Mike? Do you
Yeah.
mind?
of course you can.
Go.
Yeah. So look, East Grinstead as a football club, like let's be honest, there's been lots and lots of noise, not just here, but around the circles of football. We can't sit here and say that we as a podcast have been the ones blowing this up, right? Posting a trip, all expenses paid for trip to Gibraltar in pre-season, all these other things, like you're putting attention on yourself, right? Signing the caliber of players, because they have signed some fantastic players.
Yeah, it's really good players.
And they built a really, really good squad that everyone knows ain't going to be cheap. And that's fine. Again, I've been the big advocate for spend what the fuck you want as long as you can afford it. Like I've never been one who batters budgets, because you know they're relevant. They're relevant to the individual and the club, right? Some clubs can spend loads, some clubs can't, and how some managers need to operate on big budgets, some don't, right? That's just the way it is. They haven't started incredibly well. We have to be honest, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure most of us have tipped them for the playoffs. Correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. Who else did?
I did.
I had 7.
Monty, yeah. So like, but up and around it, yeah, up and around it. So
Yeah.
I look at that and go, we've tipped them for it. They started quite bleakly in the league. You know, they started quite bleakly. There's no denying it. They did beat Bexhill in was it the FA Cup? Was it before this? Yeah, they beat Bexhill in the FA Cup. I think after that game, I actually stopped our pod and said, look, I want to bring up experience beating Bexhill.
Yeah.
You know, fantastic result from speaking to the Bexhill gaffer, that, you know, they played, you know, they're a really good side, blah 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 blah. So the narrative that we've battered them is bollocks, by the way. It's called, that is the biggest indicator of sound bites, rather than actually listening to this fucking podcast. If you want to sound bite us and pretend we do X, Y, Z because it helps create a narrative, that's fine. But you have to listen to everything. So picked them up there. Then they had a bad couple of results, and it was naturally brought up. You know, the big money spent. You know, what is going on there? You know, they've not won a league game and blah, 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 blah. All those things. Which, let's have a quick look. With the league, they still, you know, they got their first win on Tuesday. Again, I think I said, didn't I? I said, well, they're going to beat Wick on Tuesday night, didn't I? I said that.
Yeah.
And they did. They won 3-1. And they followed that up with a very big result and one that Andy should take a lot of pride in. Going 1 down at Bognor and winning 2-1. Now, I don't care if you've got a superstar team out there. It's not as easy as that winning games of football. Wisey knows that. Wisey knows dealing with a team with hardly any budget, or then when you've got a little bit of a budget to have a push. You still got to win, ain't you? You still got to try and get a win. And I just want to put on record that, you know, amazing. They've gone there and got a win. Step 5's club's gone to Bognor, a Bognor club that I've also said that I'm not too sure they're going to hit the dizzy heights ever again. But they've gone there and they've won 2-1, and fair fucking play to them. They've picked up a bit of money in the FA Cup that pays for a week of the budget, and we move on, right? You know, and I think we should applaud that. But let's not. We're not going to sugarcoat when people aren't doing well based on the noise that they've created themselves. It's not us.
So let's give a bit of context for the game from yesterday then, yeah?
Yeah.
So they've obviously gone over to Norwood Lane, FA Cup, okay? So the first half has been pretty cagey affair, 0-0 in there. East Grinstead stayed in the contest. They were doing well, matching them all the way. But the game sort of changed after the break. Bognor actually went ahead in the 54th minute from Luke Pardo, who converted from the penalty spot. And at that point, you'd assume that Bognor go and kick on, okay? Especially with the, you know, the history of the last 12, 14, 15 months have gone for the Greens, okay? However, instead of that, okay, they produced this hell of a comeback. Dan Perry, Dan the Man Perry, I think he's a great player, good guy. And
goal machine.
Yeah, fucking great player. Really like him in there. He's come back, he's equalised, and he was captaining the team as well that day. He's equalised in the 76th minute, and the match has then turned around completely because he struck again in the 90th minute to put them through. 2 goals in 14 minutes to put them through to the next round. Apparently, as well, we had Shuts, who's we had Chris Sharp, who's one of their super fans, does writing for the Dugout News, wrote a great article as well, and he's always been honest. And he said he'd never seen the Bognor fans disperse from that stadium as quickly as it did. So,
wow,
you know, shout out to Andy Willis, shout out to Curtis Gaylor, and shout out to all the lads there, and Dan the Man Perry. What a great result that was. Anyone know they got the next round? Has it been drawn yet or anything like that?
Drawn on Monday, now.
Drawn on Monday, I think.
The thing is, they've got to kick on now, though. Exactly. They've got to kick on. Like, I just want to sort of echo a bit what Bill said. It's not like we were hammering them and they were doing all right. This has been going on for well over a year at Grinstead, and the social media, the like you say, going to Gibraltar, the players they've signed, it doesn't mean that they're guaranteed success, but it was a bit of a shock to a lot of people how poorly they started. But they've gone and got an unbelievable result. So you're going to get the credit now. Like, I can't. Outside noise shouldn't be affecting anyone in football because you're going to get it. And East Grinstead are a massive club to be playing at step 5. So every single result is going to be scrutinised because of who they are. Exactly. So I think that this is a huge result, and hopefully for them, they can now kick on and people start giving them as much credit and as much praise as they deserve. But you can't have one without the other.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Monty, can you look into their next few games? And whilst you do that, just quickly, Lee Baldwin has been in touch about the stadium, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just whilst Monty's looking at the next few games. They're currently going to planning. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, there should be movement and we can progress with it. We agreed to start the season at Bognor, as rightfully they wanted the pitch to be used on a Saturday, and we risked another local side taking that on and us being without a ground to play at until the work gets undertaken. We're just offering people the opportunity to make the use of our pitch at the moment before it gets ripped up.
Yeah.
Cheers, Lee, for that. Mon, Gwyn's next games then, if they kick on.
So Tuesday night, they are at home to Jarvis Brook in the Peter Bentley Cup. Before Saturday, they host Hassocks in the Battle of the Relegated Sides. Before Bank Holiday Monday, they host Forest Row.
Who are struggling.
Yeah. And then they go to Crawley Down Gatwick before they play Peacehaven in the Sussex Senior.
I worry about
Same.
Interesting.
Got to be 6 points minimum there, isn't it? Got to be.
Yeah.
Out of those next 3 league games.
Yeah. Crawley Down away isn't as easy as some people think. On that pitch as well at the moment, the state it's in, you cannot play football on it.
No.
you talk about pitches. I mean, I've got a couple of pitches.
Have you seen the Camberley Town pitch? Oh my days!
It's just it's desert, isn't it?
Like concrete.
The one that Beckenham, the owner of Beckenham's gone.
Beckenham posting, And see what Camberley posted after the game.
Oh yeah, well, no, what they post?
They were all posing out there with lawnmowers and everything.
On a serious note, though, like the pitches are getting battered by people at the moment, but not everyone has the privilege of irrigation systems or right. Not everyone.
I'll give credit to Broadwood Heath. Their pitch for today was utterly beautiful. It was great.
Really,
it was great. It was green. The whole pitch was green at Broadwood Heath. They don't have an irrigation system. They've got a machine that goes up and down the pitch.
Yeah, they want the little thing that goes up and down. Yeah. They're quite expensive. Those are.
I want to show you this pitch that Guildford City had yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Jack Stapley, Westie manager, sent it through.
But they ain't got the Crouch. I went down there today, and it's not too dissimilar. I know they're playing at New Haven. The Seafield, I know, have spent a lot of money now trying to water it, but they've got one standpipe at the Crouch, which is behind the bowling club. So you can only water in certain areas of the pitch. And look, that ain't great, but they obviously haven't got any means of watering it, have they?
And also, if you look, pull that back up, Mike. Right. So look at the background. Where do we think this pitch is? What sort of site?
That's Guildford City.
No, but what sort of site is it?
An athletics one.
Exactly. It's like the West End.
Jack also sent me his pitch from Westfield.
It's a little bit different when you've got 3 ex-Premier League players that own your club, though, isn't it?
I'll be surprised if that's what it looks like now, by the way, because someone told me.
I shit you not, that is within the last week.
But the problem is, like, it's always going to be hard with an athletic centre, because I can remember the first time I played at the Withdean against Vardinians, it was then. We were warming up, and then Vardinians, the volunteers going round, putting dirt in the shot put holes.
Yeah.
On the pitch whilst we're warming up. They've got a bucket full of dirt, and they're going round filling the shot put holes in whilst we're warming up for a game of football.
Yeah. It was an awful pitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, Steph always talks about the time he went there, and I can't remember who he said was doing it, but the goal weren't in the goal weren't in properly, so someone had to get a shot for. But this is why everyone's warming up and fucking shot and get it in the fucking hole.
I can remember that 2 seasons ago when we first went there. They had to postpone their first 5 home matches of the season because someone had driven over the goalposts. In like a digger. They'd driven over the goalposts and broken them. So they said, we had to postpone our first few fixtures because they'd no.
I remember that now. Yes.
Is anyone playing at Withdean anymore?
Brighton Electricity, mate, isn't it?
Brighton Electricity.
Brighton Electricity are?
Lee's favourite team.
Isn't that your new club,
Right,
Lee?
electricity. Right,
Start of the season with a solid point, though, Lecky.
If they take me, mate, I'll take it.
Oh, what are you on about? They got a point at the weekend. Good point.
Yeah. They're unbeaten this season. 1 game, 1 point. No goals scored, no goals conceded.
That's the best start in their club's history.
Yeah.
The lefty.
They're 1 point and 19 goal difference above Worthing Town.
Right,
What can you say?
They went to Ferrin. It's a good point away at Ferrin. Good point.
At the Clevelands there. And just while you say that about that, it brings me on to the thing. We've had a lot of success with this over the last 2 episodes, 2 issues. First one did about 700 downloads. This, the one from last week, did up close to 1,100 for Dugout News. Obviously, and there's a great article in there about teams and B teams and, you know, like the Chichester going to batter at Worthing Town and that. So thanks to everyone that supported that. We've got the bumper one today that was dropped. 113 pages.
You wait. Next week, 200 pages.
I don't think so, mate.
Hold on, Nick. Step 2, step 8.
Well, no. I did the National League South, Isthmian Prem, South, Southeast, South Central, all the way down to Div 2 in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we did have 13 contributors to the writing articles, including Mr. Wise, who has been banging out articles that really have a lot of good stuff that he's already written, and I know he's starting to find his rhythm for that, and you know, being out the dugout.
Found a new vocation, Paul.
Yeah, well, I've got to do something. I'm not shouting at any referees at the moment, so I've got to do something to keep me ticking over.
If you go and have a look at my pin tweet on at the SNLF DOD, there is the download link there. It's 113 pages, covers it all. There's match reports in there. There's articles. There's all your league tables, all your fixtures, and it's all free.
So do you cover the classics or just the combination?
No, I actually mentioned all the teams in the league as well.
Okay.
And so yeah, obviously you've had a good read of it today, Bill. You know what I mean?
Very well, have I? Let's be honest. I
thought if you're sitting in A&E for 5 hours, mate, do you know what I mean?
So, quick story about that, right? So my phone's on 5% battery, and I'm thinking, oh fucking hell, like I'm gonna have to pay for car parking, blah blah. Whilst I'm worrying about my stomach, and I see like this thing that says, oh, you can get like these power banks to your phone, £2 it says. So I download the app, one pops out, I put it in, I'll go get called off for this X-ray. If I'm sitting there waiting there for ages, I get this the scan, I'll go back and I'm like, right, okay, I've got like 50% charge now. I'll go and take it back. Charge me an extra £6 because I had it too long.
I've got a good story about that. One of them, a lad that works for me, done one in an airport in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
and took it home. Got 600 quid.
What?
He forgot about it and didn't put it back in the airport. Got 600 quid. We were talking about it at work last week, funnily enough.
Yeah.
Not
having it.
Unbelievable. We've also been sending a few goals as well. Review. I've got 4 goals. I've got 2 from the Infinity game, and I've got 2 from the Worthing United game as well. So I'm just going to.
He's done it again, isn't he, at Worthing United?
What? Yeah, and these are all, you know, the two boys that scored the things, the dugout boys. But, that was Danny Starboy Kingston with that. That was in the 7-0 win against Oakwood. And then the other dugout lad, Dean Sherwood. Which one?
That's 2-2 for Dean now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I know obviously both lads really well and that two quality players. But I know what Bill's going to say. Where was the goalkeeper standing? I can see. I can see your
See on his face.
Yeah, fuck you now. Sometimes. But look, 7-0 can't be sniffed at, can it? Do you know what I mean? It's a great result. Worthy United 2-2, isn't it? 6 points.
Yeah, I think they scored 10, haven't conceded, something like that. I was with Cuzzer and Sooty, good pals of mine, on Friday night. Shoreham under 23s game. Shout out Mezza for getting his first win in 16 years for the team. Do you know what I mean? So he knows I'm only playing, bless him. Now, I've got two from the Infinity game. The boy on fire at the moment. Will it? Well, the keeper's going to love me playing that one.
What was that?
Delightful finish, but what is he doing? What's the keeper doing?
I can't really defend that one, to be fair. He's made a complete ash of that pass. But yeah, it happens to goalies, though, doesn't it? You know, you make one mistake and it'll lead to a goal.
They've gone from being in their third to 5 seconds later conceded.
It's and here's another one from again the boy Willett, who now has 2 hat-tricks in 2 games consecutively.
Bloody hell.
Layers.
Safe to say, the boy Willett is on fire.
Monty, on that, can you pull that back up with it so we can put the mic? Can you hear me? Yeah. Right. So what's the keeper's positioning with the wall as well?
Yeah, it's I probably wouldn't be set there.
No.
It's on the wrong hand as well. I don't like that wrong hand.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because obviously we can't see exactly where the placement of the wall was in relation to the ball. But I've seen it a number of times. Walls being set up so poorly.
3 hat-tricks.
3 hat-tricks in 3. Wow.
Wow. What's his name? Does he want to come training next week? Have a little look at him.
It's Willett. Yeah, I mean,
name again, Reece Willett.
Yeah, see, it was Chops down there that sent it to me as well. You know, you should have sent that down, mate.
That is as far west to east of Sussex you can get, Bill. You might have to.
If he can score 20 goals, we'll get him a chopper.
150k, Bill.
We'll negotiate
another contract.
Well, I don't pay that sort of money out, but yeah, we'll have a look.
But I saw
congratulations to him. 3 hat-tricks at Summer League.
I saw play on with you, Lee.
Yeah.
Reigate gave him a couple of goals, to be fair, but he's still finishing them, and he looks an absolute problem.
Such a good player.
That league. But yeah, so shout out to everyone that sent videos through. Look, if your players, your coaches, your supporters, send them through. We'll play them. Do you know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
Right. Over to you, lads. Anything?
I want to talk about Reigate.
Reigate, yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I haven't checked who they played. I've been a bit lazy. I was not expecting them to be bottom of the league after the first couple of games. Who have they played? The Infinity was one of them, was it?
Guildford at home, Infinity at home, and Saltine away.
That's 3 tough teams.
Really
Yeah. I mean, They finished second last year, right?
Yeah.
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 With players paying to play for the club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dale's done a fantastic job. They're not going to get rid of him. No way. He massively overachieved. I don't think they'll be down there all season.
I'm
But
telling you, yeah, no chance. You're right. You are right. There's no chance because what was it? Saltine, Guildford City, and Infinity.
Infinity.
Tough games. I think they were leading in the Saltine game as well. They were 2-1 up at half time, I
Mhm.
believe. Look, probably dizzy heights last year. They probably won't finish that high up again this year. But like, you can't knock him as a manager because like no, and like, it's not like when we talk about the Lancing situation or the Shoreham situation, we talk about that with context of 30 games.
yeah, of course.
His context is success last year, missing out by the margins of going up, and he's had the three probably Infinity biggest hitters in the league.
Yeah.
Sort of my favourites to win the league, and Guildford are one of the top sides as well. Yeah. So
what's their next 3 or 4, Monty?
Right, they've got Selsey away on Saturday.
That's no gimme.
They host Dorking B on Bank Holiday Monday before they travel to Westfield on the 5th.
That's a tough start to the season, isn't it?
And then they got Common Rovers away in the Vars as well after that.
Do you know what, right? So, obviously, me and Lee went there. And by the way, Reigate Priory, as a club, was so fantastic to me and Lee.
Yeah.
And Gareth had come as well. Laid on the hospitality at half-time. Wonderful. The committee sat down with Jody, who was here, the Infinity guys and everything like that. And do you know what I said to them? I said, probably your best signing this year is actually keeping Dale on. Because I know full well, and he won't mind me saying this, that he was in a crossroads pre-season, with his outside things that could have been affecting the football. He just lost Aaron as well, his right-hand man, who I believe... Did he go to Hawley
Town?
Yeah, which is ironic, because that's where they play, So, and I said to him, that's probably your best sign is keeping him there. I think he's a great coach. I think he's a really good guy. He's a bit like a lot of us. He's a bit like Marmite. Some love him, some hate him.
Yeah,
I like that. I've got a lot of time for him.
I like Dale. He's a great guy.
Me too. But what he does off the pitch as well is really, he's influential there within the club. And yeah, look, I want to see him succeed. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's a tough old start. You know what I mean? And he's actually going through a bit of a injury crisis at the moment. He's just lost a few players, key players as well, over the last week or so. So that's a negative for him. So, but I'm certain he keeps plugging away. He will. They'll be thereabouts, I think.
He manages to get some good players there, considering what they have to pay to play for the club, and the travelling in that league's horrific as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, travelling to get to Hawley isn't the best, is it?
No, but then
Mike was driving Tuesday night, and it was like, horrible.
What is that? What's Reigate to Westfield? Hour and a half, hour and 45?
Well, Reigate to bloody Havant.
Clanfield to Westfield.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, Clanfield. They're getting whoopings this year.
Yeah.
They lost yesterday. Yeah.
They are not like. They're going to hate me saying this, and This is a club that's going to put me on the ban list. Well, I've watched a video of them playing, and like, we've not been very complimentary of Shoreham, let's be honest, this season and last. But I was 100% guaranteed Shoreham would win yesterday. I had no doubt, because I watched Clanfield play. I'm not going to say what game. I was sent the game because I'm a sicko, as you know, Mike. I like to watch.
You are a sicko.
Football whilst I'm working. I have my setup. I've got my 2 laptops, TV in front of me.
It's like Sky Sports round is.
Yeah, it's like the newsroom.
Yeah.
like I was like, oh my good God, like how the fuck are these lot playing step six? So prove me
I,
wrong, gents.
Yeah, I spoke to their gaffer, who's a really, really nice guy, pre-season, and he said that he'd lost quite a few of his key players to like
Okay.
the bigger teams around, let's say, yeah, and he was very honest and very realistic about how he thought that they would do out there. So, but yeah. But the travelling is ridiculous. I mean,
Yeah.
you mentioned Shoreham. I mean, they took some of the players. It took 2 hours to get from Shoreham to
Yeah.
Westfield on a Tuesday night.
Oh, okay. I don't give a fuck about the travelling. If you sign up to play for a team, you have that in
Yeah,
your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the excuse of being late or like accidents happen. So like the poor lad who
Leave
had
yourself time.
jaw. By the way, I haven't yet, but I will donate to his GoFundMe.
He was at the game yesterday. Louis was, and his jaw is. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
It's-
I will contribute to that in a bit. But like I don't like losing a game of football, losing a game of football. But if you sign up to play senior football, step 5, step 6, step 4, whatever, and you make sure your meet times are enough for you to get to places, right? So if you
Yeah.
know if you know in traffic, which it's gonna be on that A27, again, then getting into Hastings into Westfield, you know it's gonna be a headache, right? You give yourself ample time to get there. You don't turn up half hour.
You don't leave yourself an hour to make an hour's drive.
Well,
No.
look, so if it's taken them 2 hours, yeah, right,
Yeah.
and say it's a 7:30 kickoff, and Westfield were good enough to move the kickoff, delay it a bit, they did that. Shout out to Jack and Harry for that. But at what time at this level would they have to leave?
That's
Get
right,
there?
Mike.
That's 4:30. They've got, but I understand that. But at the same
That's
time,
what
they've got jobs.
That's tough.
Don't
Like,
sign
I
up.
was leaving at 4:30 when I was playing Isthmian 18s football to get to Hastings.
Yeah.
I'd come back from school. School finished at 3:00. I'm back home at 3:30. I'm out at 4:30 to go to football.
Yeah, but Monty, you've never had to have a job in your life, have you?
Yeah. Monty, you don't work. Remember
The
that.
dad who drove me had to have a job.
Even with work though, yeah, you
The butler.
you have to if you're signing to play for a team, what's the point then? What is the point? All right, because we've got a game 2 hours away. We ain't gonna have we're gonna lose. We ain't got our best team. Oh, it's like, no. Well,
You can always. I used to account for. I'd have 2 or 3 players that couldn't get out of work early, and you would get the odd Tuesday night game that was a nightmare. I ended up making meet time later, and I know that sounds crazy, but then it's less stressful because you're not thinking, right, everyone's late, so you get there and yourself less time. But I found that works better than getting people to leave so much. Does that make sense? Like you're always going to have 1 or 2 players, but didn't they have 7 players that were late?
Yeah,
There was
and one
didn't even
one
turn
of the
up.
cars.
Turning up.
Yeah,
One of them had a crash.
Yeah.
Had a car crash.
Yeah, but they all turned up, and then the geezer smashed his draw. Like he had the worst day ever, right?
Their own keeper.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a calamitous day, isn't it? And going back to it, you can't have 7 people turning up late wherever you're playing.
No, you can't.
No,
He's gone.
I think, look, if you're playing,
He's gone.
if you're playing senior football, that's unfortunately, whether you like it or not, that's the commitment.
But you would have had it at Uckfield. You'd have a couple of players. Look, with work, they're going to say, look, I'm going to be half hour late.
But you work around it, don't you? So you make sure you make sure, for example, your squad. I don't know, like you know, like Billingshurst. Like we went to Billingshurst away, right? Or which is fucking miles, especially for me, like miles away. You have all these different places to go. I just think sometimes you set your meet to make sense, but you also just make sure. I also think it's the discipline of the players, Wisey. I think if players respect you, they won't want to let you down, will they? You know, like they won't. Or
had 7 players wouldn't have been late for me. So it just wouldn't have happened.
Like you might have 1 or 2 that they've gone. Look, I'm going to get there. It's a 7:45 kickoff. I'm going to get there at 6:45. I'll rush in. I'll get changed in 5 minutes, and I'll be out for the warm up. You go,
Yeah.
sweet. Everyone else still needs to get here at 15, but fine, you go and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Or Bill, childcare issues, like she don't get home from work till this time. I'm going to set off at this time, but I'll be there for the warm up. Right, fine.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you're unprepared. Then you're
Yeah.
setting yourself up to lose. Do you know what I mean? Setting yourself up
Yeah.
to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think they said Jack Stabley of Wastefield said it was they worked out how many miles they'll be travelling. You know,
Crazy, right?
And I even had the idea of trying to get the IBB10 to sponsor their coach. Do you know what I mean? Because the amount of miles they'll be doing in the round Sussex.
Man, it's too expensive. Fuck that. But I tell you what, I'm going to tell you this: they won't have players not turning up for warm ups
No.
when they go. I'm telling you, they won't.
They won't.
Yeah, I'm just getting my pills.
They won't. Right, I'm going to do a Mr. Penn because I got a doner kebab been delivered.
Well, one thing
really?
was it's good to know that after you were put in the Uber, do you know what I mean? And then you said you were coming on the show, and we didn't see you for 2 weeks. At least we know you're alive. So thanks.
Worth the wait, though, wasn't it? It was worth the wait.
It was.
Well,
And if
why
anyone,
I'm telling you, wait, you shouldn't be eating this late at night, mate. That was the start of my problems.
Yeah, I don't normally, but I've got other commitments, and my track record over the last 2 or 3 weeks ain't been great, have they? So I've been sitting there looking at that for the last 15 minutes, thinking, no, but I can't let it go any longer.
and just on a final note, Wisey, go and check out his articles. He's hit some real deep articles in Dugout News, like some that I've just messaged him back straight away and gone, fuck, mate, that hit hard. So go and check that out. Paul Wise, the wise man, or maybe not for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm the wise man.
Nice one. Catch you later, boys.
Bye, mate.
Bye-bye. Right, down to 3. Last questions, guys. Get them in. Oh, that's classy. Classy.
Go on.
Send a message. The star boy young coach at the moment, 17-year-old Archie Kramer, has just sent in a message saying he would like to congratulate Lancers on their first win after beating them yesterday. So yeah, that's
very
class.
mature.
And I know he's had a lot of attention lately, Archie. Stepping into that role in there. He's got a couple of wins as well. So the boy's got a massive future. He obviously, him along with Monty, their under-18s teams we work with them in the Dugout brand there. So yeah, classy, Archie, classy. Right,
I like look what I do think it's too young to be a manager, like be in the dugout. I do. I don't know. Maybe.
Is it being announced this week?
What, Archie Kramer, manager?
No, I don't.
I don't know who's going to get the job. I don't know. I've not got a clue. There's rumours.
I still think Mr. Death is in line, maybe.
What about the ex Lingfield manager as well?
Yeah. What, Joycey?
No, the one before that.
No, the one before
that.
What's his name? Oh my God, Dowie.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
But like, you got to commend Arch for stepping in for that period. He didn't have to.
And it wasn't just Arch as well. It was his co-coaches as well.
Yeah. But like, he's been the face of it. Let's be honest, and rightly so, because he's really put himself out there. And do you know what? Fair play to him. We'll talk about midweek games in a minute. I know he won't want the job. Like I know he won't want the job, but
he does Milo under-18s, doesn't he? As well,
and he won't.
He does Milo under 18s, Horsham YM under 18s, and now YM first team.
He's the man.
He's a sicko like you, Bill.
Worse than me, mate. He's younger. He's got the energy. He hasn't got kidney stones. So I think
someone's just said about that. If Archie's too young, then his boy Ethan's too young to ref. They're both 17. I see what you're saying, Russ, in there, but it is very different being in the middle.
Yeah, it's a completely
Some of
different
them
kettle of fish.
personalities
Yeah.
when they are, and there'll be some characters in there that are of that older age, let's say, and that. But I think he's done a sterling job, and him and his coaches have acted in brilliant way. They've been open to everyone.
Also, as one to correct ourselves, just so you know, because we do, just had some information. I can't. We'll discuss it next week. But regarding the Shore and Westfield travel, we'll retract our comments earlier, and I'll bring up that next week.
Okay. Interesting. As we say, if we get something wrong, we always put it in there. Now,
I don't want people to think that there was only 7 there and what have you, and players not turning. I don't know what part of that. I've just been said that there's a little bit that might be wrong, what have you. So rather than ignoring that, we take it in, and then we'll talk about it at a later date. Or we might not need to talk about it at a later date because hopefully they go and get another win at the weekend, and they're going that way up the league.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like them. I like those boys down at Shore.
Yeah.
Right. Just regarding Will. Yeah, I'm going to my first trip to Saltdean on Tuesday as well.
Really?
Good bar. Great bar there.
I was going to go to the Littlehampton Bognor game, which is a massive game.
Yeah.
It says I'd already committed to the Saltdean, but we are set. But Gareth, the food guy, he is going to the Littlehampton game, which would be a hell of a one, by the way. But yeah, Saltdean, going down there, going to take some dugout 90 up there as well. Lowell's got it in the bar up there. It's supposed to be beautiful. I don't know if you lads have been there yet.
Fucking lovely, mate. We played there pre-season. It's gorgeous. It's so good.
And Bill, have you been there yet?
No. See, I'm potentially going to go to a Ishman South East game on Tuesday night, but I wanted to go to the Saltdean game because I wanted to check out the facilities. So I might be there. I might be there.
We might be there. The Dynamic Duo might be there together.
Dynamic Duo might be there together, yeah, for sure. And then I'm thinking from there, Wednesday, I will go to probably. Let's have a look here where I'll go Wednesday, the 26th. I might go to.
So if you had the dugout news up, you'd be able to see them all, mate.
Well, I might make a trip to Lingfield, to Whiteleaf on Wednesday night, sorry. And then on Thursday, I'm going to watch an under-23s game, I think.
Do you do anything outside of football, by the music?
Work. I'm also going to Fort Park in the daytime on Wednesday. Take my daughter for her birthday. So yeah, mate, I'm a busy man. You
be careful though, mate, because you might not be able to get on some of the rides. Just certain height levels.
I can't. I have to go to the kids bit. I'll get to go on the ghost train's my favourite ride. I love the ghost train there.
I bet you're a queue jumper bloke as well, and he pays for it.
Mate. Nah. No.
You got to jump the queue. I always jump the queue.
Yeah, you got to pay extra.
I'll tell you why I don't. Right, I've got this thing where I want my kids to have to deal with situations that I would have had to deal with as a kid. I'd never have been able to do it, so they're not doing it. I'm not.
I'll just skip the queue.
Lovely, and I believe it's also, isn't it? Also, bank holiday weekend, isn't it?
It is indeed
coming up. And are you going to be refereeing, Mont?
Well, I'll be at the Roffey game Tuesday night, Peter Bentley Cup away at YM. Then Wednesday, I have got 2 games refereeing. I'm refereeing 12 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, I'm refereeing 12 o'clock kickoff at Chelsea. And then in the evening, I'm up at Walton and Hersham for Walton and Hersham under-18s against Sutton United under-18s. And then Thursday night,
I'm actually quite impressed.
Thursday night's training. Friday night, I'll look to I'll probably watch a bit of football on the TV. Saturday, I'll probably be wherever Roffey are. And
That's
then
rough,
Sunday I'll probably have a women's game.
I want
Eastbourne-
to shout out to Peacehaven as well.
Yeah,
I know obviously they got they got beat at the weekend and that, but they've done a good start. Shout out to my boy Ty, who's a dugout guy there.
I'm going to that. I think that's the game I'm with all due respect.
This one, this one looks a hell of a one there. But Ty's was doing bits and that. Ed was doing bits. Good to see with Shutty's boys. Everyone said they really struggle, but they seem to be doing all right for me at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
They picked up a win and a draw in the league so far, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? So they ain't lost in the league. They're only 5 points behind the mighty Hastings, and they've got a game in hand. So they're up out. They're chasing it. They're chasing the pack.
That's going to be a hell of a game, isn't it? Peacehaven Hastings.
I really rate watched. I think I was very complimentary of Peacehaven last year, and I rate them.
You called them. You called them to go up.
Yeah, and I really like the club, and I'm actually looking forward to that game on Tuesday and watching them to have a little look, because we will play them at some point, and we like to be prepared.
Of course. Yeah, but So I've got a few things planned for the bank holiday as well in there, so that's fair enough.
Bank holiday. We can talk about it next week, because we've got Monday fixtures, 11 a.m. fixtures.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a little special show, a little bank holiday special show, because there's gonna be games everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah. I got double YM week. I've got double YM week. YM Tuesday and then Monday.
I'm going to go to 11 a.m. kickoff before our 3 o'clock. I don't know what one yet. I'm going to have to look.
Yeah, nice. But So I think we've got one more to come through.
Any other questions before we knock off?
Battered for allowing the kickoff to be delayed.
Who did?
Jack said he got battered for Jack Staveley, Westfield chairman, said he got battered for allowing the kickoff to be delayed. But
He's done the right thing. Done the right thing.
Jack's a great guy. Right, so wonderful numbers. Over 2,500 of you in there across the platforms, and that's fantastic in there. A Sunday night, big week of football coming up. It is back. Even the Premiership's back as well. So unless you're a Man United fan like me,
Premiership. How old are you calling it the Premiership, mate?
The Premiership,
right,
mate. I remember when it used to be called Division 1, mate.
Mate, yeah. I can barely remember Leicester winning the league. Leicester won the league. I was 9.
That's ridiculous.
The difference is, mate. Yeah, you're like 20. You've retired twice. Me and Bill, we're still knocking it out in the vets.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what I mean? You're a wasted talent, mate. You're a suit now, aren't you? You're a ref now on the estate.
You're the one who hate.
I won't be going around throwing balls at managers, though. So.
No, mate. I'm so glad you said that, because that I was in such shock. I was like, "You just thrown the ball at me."
Mate, we were off. Because me and the other assistant went in the changing room afterwards. We sat down. He was still outside, and we just looked at each other like, "Did you just really fucking do that?" Like,
I couldn't believe it. I wasn't even meant to be in the dugout that night. I was only meant to help, and I got dragged in. I was in jeans.
And I just want to, just before we go and then we wrap up, obviously we're working closely with clubs in there. If you've got space, if you've got land, and you want to get some revenue in for your clubs, Paddle is the new 3G.
Hold up. You've got land, you've got football, you're literally sitting on money. Welcome to the future of the club. Paddle is the new king here. These courts are ready to host epic matches and take your club to the next level. Contact Dugout Diaries for more info.
Yeah, as I said, we're working with clubs, and that Paddle's one of the fastest growing sports in the UK. It's going to be an Olympic sport. We've teamed up with Paddle Kings, who are offering to come in And if you've got a little bit of land about that you're not using and you're struggling financially, we go there and we make a profit share business model for you. Put it this way, if you had between 4 and 6 courts, potentially your club could earn over £300,000 net in a year. Net. So yeah, it's happening all across the country, and we've gone with the best paddle kings. So there.
Should we put some in Monty's estate?
He's got enough room to host the Olympics in his estate, let alone just the paddle.
I wanted to put a 4G in my garden, but I didn't get planning permission.
I mean, that's just fuck you money, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Isn't it?
I love it, Monty. Monty the king. The king.
Mother, this Christmas I'd like a 3G pitch in my back garden, please. Oh, we can't. No, that means we'd have to move the pony stable.
Well, you leave my stables alone. They're not stables anymore. They're storage.
So storage now, are they? Storage.
Yeah.
You remind me of that guy. There's a film called The Englishman. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Yeah. We go and watch that film. That might be you, Monty. That might be you in there. But everyone, thank you so much for the continued support and that. Please go and check out Dugout Data Hub and go and download your free issue number 3 bumper pack of all Sussex news, and we've got in there about 7-8 match reports, 10 articles, all the league tables from the National League down to SCFL Div 2. We've got all your fixtures on there this week, and it is 100% free. And if you want to be a contributor to the mighty Dugout News, please get in contact with us. We will take articles from everyone that is out there at the moment, whether you are a supporter or you're a player, a manager, a coach, a groundsman, a hater. And the last thing I want to say, it has been weeks of back and forth with Google getting our app in the Dugout app onto the Play Store. It's been on iOS, and it's has over 2,000 regular users. On iOS, it's been on for months, but Google have finally succumbed to the movement that is Dugout AI, and you can now download the In the Dugout app on the Play Store now in there. So for all you Android strange ones out there that love it,
who has an Android phone anyway?
Well, I know Coach Reese does, because every
My dad.
time at Pagham, yeah, he does.
Your dad has a Nokia 3210.
Oh yeah, and Jack Stapley wants to know, get the names of the Premier League players who own them. I know.
I didn't say that.
No, that's what Wise said. He said 3 of them. I know that Mr. Cook.
No, the only one that's involved is Steve Cook.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Stapleys run that joint, and they do a great job.
They do.
Cool.
Oh, amazing! You're not going to the Rothford game Tuesday night, Kramer.
I did say I was going to it. Are we there?
I mean, the last time I went there, young Archie absolutely humiliated this guy.
Look,
I'm only saying.
Yeah, well, he's the gaffer. I'm only assistant, so.
Oh, he's only the assistant when they're losing.
And when we're winning as well, I take no credit for the team whatsoever.
Do you think Kramer will be in the dugout on Tuesday night?
I think so.
Definitely.
So what?
You can't appoint a manager on a Monday night and expect to have him take a game on a Tuesday night and be successful.
Do you think we would have expected to see an appointment already? It'll be 2 weeks Monday.
I'm not.
Do you want to get the appointment?
They'll take their time to get the right person. They want it, and they need to appoint. It needs to be, and they need to appoint them at the right time. You don't want to just stick them in there with no training, especially like this week. They'll be playing Tuesday, Saturday, Monday. So they've got 3 games this week. So there's very minimal contact time.
So that I expect the new one are going after Bank Holiday Monday, I reckon.
Yeah.
And just shout out to Paddle Kings once again that have actually agreed to sponsor Lee Penn's Football Adventures.
Whoa! Okay. Well, they say that. You always said that a pussy's attracted to you. So,
listen. Shout out to Paddy Kings that have agreed to sponsor Lee for the whole year. Lee has been, as we all know, he's consistent with his videos. They're normally up like a couple of hours after the game, and it's a testament to him how hard he's worked for his channel, from when he had 219 subscribers to now in the thousands. And I won't take any of the credit for when he said I'm going to give it up 2 years ago. I won't take any of the credit on the train back from Shoreham with him. So
we take no credit for this podcast either, Mike. Do we?
None at all, mate. None at all. Award winning.
Yeah, well,
is it?
I think
it's award winning, that one. I had to wear that, but guys, everyone that's on there, and there's a lot of you again. So thank you for your support, and be careful, because this week is the week that the beast is unleashed. Look at that, Monty. Get it out there. Get it. Show it to the camera.
Right. Dugout 90.
Dugout 90, lads.
I've got nothing. Where's my merch?
Oh, man, I've got. Look, I've got you some stuff.
Right, okay.
I was just a bit. I've been more worried about you being ill lately. You only been released from A&E out a few hours ago.
Hours from A&E.
You weren't supposed to be on the show. Do you know what I mean? You're doing multi-million-pound deals with all these artists around there. You're on the Hogan contract. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I am, but I'm working full-time schedule for this pod at the moment. Every week.
You are.
Week in, week out. Consistent.
Imagine doing 2 podcasts a week.
Yeah, fuck that. You can keep one Wednesdays. It's all good.
Yeah. Everyone, have a wonderful evening for the rest of your evening. And remember, it's Monday morning tomorrow, and everyone's got to get up for fucking work. So
imagine.
Enjoy that. And everyone, take care. Thank you for the support. We're back at it next week. Bumper show for the Bank Holiday Bumper. Everyone, take care. And remember,